So these are 8 things you should never buy from Pets at Home. Now, Pets at Home is the most recognizable pet store in the UK, and Pets at Home is widely visited by most people who own a pet in the UK. But in this video, I am going to share with you 8 things you should never buy from Pets at Home. Number 1, Biscroc gravy bones or any other gravy bones. Why? Whenever you look at the ingredients, you will see things like cereals, meat and animal derivatives, derivatives of vegetable origin, oils and fats, and various sugars. Those ingredients do not add up to a very healthy dog treat, so we recommend you against it. The second one is something we have all seen before, which is dentistics or any other dental chew with these characteristics. Anytime you buy one of these, you have to ask yourself, cereals, meat and animal derivatives, derivatives of vegetable origin. Will those things clean my dog's teeth or will they not? The answer is no. They do not clean teeth and they increase the chances of your dog having periodontal disease. The third one is also a very popular one and following up from the second one, and these are whimsies. We are looking at potato starch, glycerin, powdered cellulose and dry yeast. These will not clean your dog's teeth. These are full of rubbish ingredients that will only exacerbate your dog's periodontal disease. Your dog doesn't produce something called amylase. Amylase is an enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates in their mouth. Why? Because they are largely carnivores. So anytime you feed your dog a carbohydrate, tartar is going to build up in the mouth. Number 4 is anything rawhide. These treats belong in the past and we will like them eradicated from the pet food industry. It is a byproduct of the leather industry. It can cause blockages. Dogs have an extremely hard time digesting it, and it's literally one of the worst things that have been invented for dogs. Say no to anything rawhide. There are much better treats than anything rawhide. Number 5, any treat coming from WAG. Why? Well, the same sort of deal. You only have to look at the ingredients and you will see things like wheat, like potato starch. You will see things like glycerin. You will see things like wheat. Why don't we want to see meat and animal derivatives in our dog's food? Because we want our dog to be fed something that is recognizable to us. And an animal derivative is not recognizable to me, to you, or to anyone else. We do not know what we are feeding our dog anytime we read meat and animal derivatives in our dog's diet. Number 6, moving into dog food territory. Win-a-lot. This is extremely popular, but this doesn't mean that this food is good. All you have to do is turn those bags of food, turn those pouches over, turn those cans of food, and you will see cereals, you will see meat and animal derivatives, and you will see various sugars. Sugar should not be in our pet's food. Number 7 might be a controversial one for you, but it certainly isn't a controversial one for me, because this is a veterinary recommended food, Royal Canin Analgenic. Now, Royal Canin is a vet recommended food that some vets in the UK recommend by default alongside other vet recommended foods. We do not like these foods and we would never profit from a food like this. Why? You only have to look at the ingredients. It is likely that if you are buying something from Royal Canin, it's because your dog has a problem. gastrointestinal problems, dermatitis, the dog might have pancreatitis, the dog might have diabetes. For whatever the problem, Royal Canin will have a modality in their repertoire. But we argue that these ingredients are the very cause your dog is ill. Let me set an example with Royal Canin and allergenic. We have things like maize starch, feather hydrolysate, and animal fat. We can maybe pass on the wheat and the feathers, but can we pass on the animal fat? If your dog has a gastrointestinal problem or a pruritus dermatitis problem, we have an allergy and we give the dog a food that is meant to solve the problem you are currently having. By feeding animal fats, you do not know what animal you are feeding your dog. And by not knowing what animal you are feeding your dog, you will not be able to pinpoint what's causing the aggravation with your dog's condition. So feeding anything Royal Canin, even if the vet recommends it, by the way, the vet is trying to run a business and the vet is not allowed to sell anything else by contract because they are a franchisee. Remember that vets need to make money and they need to sell you things. By feeding Royal Canin, you are making your dog a lot worse. A lot of people will say that the dog is better, but it will be better because of the meds, not because of the food. The food is rubbish and you should not be feeding it. And number 8, their own brand called AVA. Anytime you go into Pets at Home, they will by default recommend AVA. Whether you have a puppy, whether you have a dog with stomach problems, whether you have a dog of any condition, they will by default most likely recommend AVA. Why do they recommend AVA? It's their own brand and they want to sell it to you. Now, anytime you look at a bag of food and it says rice and it says wheat, barley, corn or soy or things that we do not recognize, we should not feed them to the dog. In a lot of AVA's recipes, you will see that almost a quarter of the bag will be rice. And that is very, very expensive rice for what you are feeding. You want to feed your dog a high meat diet, not a rice-rich diet. So anytime someone recommends something, remember that they are trying to make money off of you. And I want you to recognize it. So what can we learn from these 8 things you should never buy from Pets at Home? Number 1, always read the ingredients for everything you give your dog. A well-fed dog is a happy dog and is a dog that will less likely visit the vet every 2 weeks for another course of steroids. Bear in mind that dogs these days have infinite dermatitis, bouts of diabetes, and things that we are causing because we are feeding them incorrectly. So let's feed them better. The second thing to learn from this exercise is that everybody is trying to sell you something, and the pet food industry does not care about you. They do not care about you whatsoever. The only thing they care about is putting your money in their pockets. So anytime someone recommends a food, always do your own research. Always turn that bag of food over. Always analyze the ingredients. And always, always, always stay away from things like cereals in dog food, sugars in dog food, unspecified animal ingredients like animal fats or maize meals or things like meat meals. Try to stay away from things that the pet food industry wants you to buy. Now let me know what the best treat you feed is down in the comments. See you in the next one.